can't disclose much information, but I work for the UK government. I was assigned to track down several missing people who were spotted on what is known as the Deep Web. I had briefly heard of this place before, but some research was required before I went in. It is a place where criminals can be safe. Contract killers, live stream murders, child pornographers, the darkest depths of the internet. Time to get to it. I fired up my PC and downloaded the Tor browser. No problems. Installed and up and running in a matter of moments. Due to my prior research, I knew the hidden wiki would lead me to find the sites I needed. The missing people had been spotted on a live stream torture site. This is where I started. So many horrific acts. I saw one where someone captured a homeless man, and the director was commenting on what they wanted done with him. He had his eyes gouged out, face cut and skinned, all live. On with the search, I was looking for a white male, brown hair, blue eyes, around 6 feet and 195 pounds. This was not going to be a pleasant experience. I counted 23 people, if not more, being tortured, raped, mutilated, and brutally murdered in front of the camera. Until I found one which stood out. White male, brown hair, around 6 feet, who looked about 195 pounds. I had to endure watching him tortured and killed for 47 painful and horrendous minutes. After the murder, something even worse happened. I saw that the murderer cut open his chest and spread his ribs and lungs out like a bird. I'd seen this before. The Blood Eagle. The Blood Eagle was once used to kill a king who killed someone's father. Originated in Nordic civilizations. The details weren't important now. What was important was the fact that the Blood Eagle cult could be back. A group of contract killers who operated anywhere and everywhere, always sacrificing people to the eagle, which they called God. Someone has to put a stop to this. I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the training to take down a criminal organization by myself. I didn't even have any solid evidence to take to my superiors. No proof of the Blood Eagles even existing. Just one sick and twisted video I found on the internet. I needed a break to return to normality. I closed down the browser after exiting the site. Something was very wrong. My desktop background, it wasn't the picture I cherished of me graduating from Sandhurst with my proud uniform and family. It was something which would forever change me. A picture of a corpse, with his ribs spread open and his lungs on display. A Blood Eagle. I couldn't take anymore. I gasped and it powered down my computer. A virus? It must be. Used to scare the sickos who watched those things. I ran out of my office, but I heard my computer whirring into life. Dashing back into the room, I stared in horror at the monitor. No blood, no gore, just some words. My name, then the words, "The eye of the eagle sees all." How did they remotely turn on my computer? How the fuck did they know my name? I ran outside, grabbing my keys, wallet, phone, etc. I quickly took a breath of fresh air and walked. I just walked for a while. In the real world. It was just a computer virus, right? Wrong. I couldn't be out too long. My wife would be coming home from work. She can wait. I was scared. For once I was truly scared. Terrified, you could say. I found myself sitting on a bench, talking to a nice old man about the weather, and woodworking tips and other hobbies. I forgot about everything that had happened, until I went home. My door was unlocked, a tad open. Strange. Jenny, my wife, always kept the doors locked. I opened and bellowed upstairs. Sorry, love, I took a walk, needed a breather. I ran upstairs to see her. Not noticing the blood on the walls, I opened the bedroom door. The whole room was red. soaked with blood. What I can only hope wasn't Jenny's face was slashed up beyond all recognition, and her throat was slit multiple times. I've seen dead before, but nothing close to this. I stared in horror. The wings, her lungs spread out over her ribs, the blood eagle. What the fuck? How the fuck? My flood of anger and fear and overwhelming misery was interrupted by a voice. It said my name, although heavily distorted. It came from my office. It came from my computer. I saw the face of a black and white mask, yet still slightly pixelated. I screamed, "What have you done? Who are you? What the fuck are you?" He replied with,
"We,"
he said.
"We are the Blood Eagle. We kill as he wishes. Do not stop us. Do not try. Do not search us. Or you and your closest family will suffer. The Eagle sees all. It can do terrible things."
I was speechless, and feeling like I brought this upon her. I wanted nothing to do with this anymore. I made a decision. I rang the police, told them what happened. They investigated, said it was suicide. I couldn't believe it. Weeks passed. I was haunted by the event. I booked a flight to Canada. We had a nice little log cabin there. I packed almost everything I had, my trusty shotgun, clothes, all my cash in Canadian dollars. I left my life behind, quit my job. I never wanted to go back to the deep web, or have anything to hear from it. I keep to myself and live a relatively simple life. Therapy helps me recover. I'm happy now. Years have passed. I feel safe. Almost. However, let this be a lesson to everyone. The Eagle does see all. Want to look into them? Want to stop them? Fine by me. I'm not paying for your funeral. Or the guy resembling your mangled corpse. I see a lot of people interested in the deep web these days. Mainly teens. People talking about red doors and many other alternative names to things they think that are real, but haven't seen themselves. People question this every day. Are these red door events real? Do they really happen? They are very real, indeed. Unfortunately, people with sick minds who get off on torture and other abnormal things go searching for these red doors. And when they find them, they put great amounts of money just to control the show. The shows are usually hosted by someone from the Middle Eastern portion of the world. It's always that dark-skinned person hosting the show with their faces covered by a cloth or mask. The hosts always seem to be in a pissed-off, demanding mood, and always seem to be under the influence of some type of drug or booze. I am going to tell you the experience I had once when going deep into the deep end of the web. Some of you may have heard of it, but can't get there. You can't get there with Tor. Tor is infested with law enforcement. Red doors won't show up on the Onion anymore like they used to. The only way you can get to see a red door show is through Shadow Web. And to get to the Shadow Web, you need an anonymous server, which is called Skix. It's like the new Tor, but without the law enforcement. The world is a much more cruel place nowadays in the cyber world. As a recently retired FBI agent who specialized in cyber crimes all around the world, I am here to share a story of what I saw on one of my last cases before I retired. The case was never closed and got passed to the agent who replaced me. This was 4 months ago. I was working on a case that had been opened up through an anonymous complaint we had received online. The complaint was lengthy and, in detail, described and mentioned many acts of torture beyond what I had seen in my time with the agency. The tipster had sent screenshots of what he or she had seen one night while digging deep into the deep web. They explained how they had been a regular on the deep web, but how everything was dying out due to LE, that they wanted to dig deeper. So they found the shadow web. The process of becoming a member of the shadow web was lengthy. The person claimed it took them up to 2 weeks before they were granted access after paying. Finally, the email they were expecting came in, and they were granted access after installing Skix. This was the new software or program that would allow them to access the shadow web servers. Little did they know what they were getting themselves into. I won't go into detail as to what they mentioned in their report, because it is still under investigation, due to the person being murdered in their own home from an unknown. This is where I will mention my experience as part of my personal investigation. I was given a link to the shadow web by the recently deceased. With permission from the big head, I was able to sit down and proceed. I took the security precautions and paid the fee. It took the shadow web admin 2 days to send the email allowing me access. In the email, they prompted me to join as many as 4 live sessions that were going throughout the week. One of them was called Sharkbait, another was called Shit Cereal. The other 2 are too gross to mention. The shadow web entrance that I was given was a portal to about 10 other websites through the shadow web. The websites didn't have names. They were named by numbers in a 1 to 10 list. There were about 100 other websites on the bottom, but mainly were all under construction. On the main page, it showed the times and dates of the 4 shows that were going to be broadcasting live on the shadow web through a stream. There were archives that began in March of 2015 and ended in August 23rd. These archives were of previous live streams that had already happened. I decided to take a look. The one that I chose was called Salted Snail. I did not really know what to expect before clicking it. Judging by the name, I thought there had to be a snail involved. There wasn't. I clicked the link. It took me to a brown page with an ad, and the video behind the ad. The ad started with a clown laughing. He then says,
Not so fast! You have to go through me before you see what you came to see.
He reminded me of Captain Spaulding. He had severed heads in the background. His face was painted and smeared. His clothes were splattered with bloodstains. In the ad, he encouraged viewers to come join one of the next sessions coming up, and to pay the fee to see the fun unfold. He mentioned that the viewers were in charge, and that they were in control of what happened to the sadistic victims. He then looked closely in the camera and said,
It's gonna be one hell of a show!
The ad ends. The video is now available to play. The video was titled Salted Snail. The video begins. No credits, it just begins. You see the clown again walking out from behind a white curtain that has what looks like shit or old blood smeared all over it with a light behind it. His face is painted, and he's naked. He walks out of the curtain chuckling to himself and smiling, scratching his ass and balls. Then he walks towards the camera and shakes his dick in front of the camera and announces how happy he is to see new members. He then goes on a 30-second rant about law enforcement and how they can't catch him, and how he is in the US, and how he lives next to a state trooper, thanking all of his friends in China. I'm guessing hackers who keep him anonymous? After his rant, he then says the show is scheduled to stream for 15 minutes. So he has to stick to schedule because he is very, very hungry and has